Give me 4 minutes and I will prove that the Quran is from God. So the first thing that I started asking about, like, okay, I mean, the question we all ask is like, is this being written by a person or does it really come from a higher power?
Well, according to Quran, it definitely comes from a higher power, or in your case, Allah. Let's have a look. 39:1. The revelation of this book is from Allah, the Almighty, All-Wise. Indeed, we have sent down the book to you, O Prophet, in truth. So worship Allah alone, being sincerely devoted to Him. We clearly see this is, according to the Quran, the word of Allah.
And it's super interesting when you look into that, how the Creator acknowledges Himself. He literally does it throughout the whole Quran by asking questions back to us. Instead of we asking the questions, we get the questions back.
So your great Allah has to ask you questions. Isn't it supposed to be the other way around? Since Allah is the all-knowing, all-powerful one, shouldn't you be the ones to be asking Him everything instead of Him asking you everything? Seems kind of counterintuitive.
And it's so fascinating. I mean, God invites us to look at the signs. For example, right over here, chapter 51, in verse 20 and 21. It says, and on planet Earth, there are signs for those with certainty, and there are signs in yourself as well. Why do you not see it? It's literally asking a question, why do you not see it?
Well, if I'm looking at 20, it's not actually claiming what he's claiming. There are countless signs on earth for those with sure faith. As they are within yourselves, can you not see? Well, I have a bit of an issue with this, because if you look at the context of the chapter, it actually speaks about the judgment, establishing divine unity, the Tawheed, and it's just affirming Allah as the sole provider. So it's not actually saying what this guy is trying to portray to you guys.
We constantly look at our phones these days, but if you literally just take a step into nature, you look at the complexity of the universe, the sky, the stars, the nature, water, the fact that we are able to breathe, and it says here as well, and there are signs within yourself. I mean, look at the complexity of our bodies, the fact that I'm even able to speak, that I'm able to see, smell, and hear. It's actually something that we never think about, right? And to be honest, before looking into religion, I was fascinated by science, and I still am.
Well, if you're very fascinated with science, you definitely wouldn't be looking into Islam. That I can guarantee you.
And the beautiful thing is that the more I started reading this book, the more I saw that it's absolutely in line with science.
In line with science? You mean like 86.6? They were created from a spurting fluid, stemming from between the backbone and the rib cage. Last time I checked, guys, semen does not produce from the backbone and the rib cage. So where is he getting this so-called science?
And people always think like religion and science, they don't go hand in hand, but it actually does. In chapter 21, and this is one of the verses that actually started to really convince me. It says, do the disbelievers not see that the heavens and the earth were once joined together and then we split them apart? This is the Big Bang. I mean, this is the theory that science like literally started thinking about a little while ago, like maybe 100, 200 years ago. And it says after that, and we made every living thing from water, H2O. I mean, our bodies are 70% water. How did the Prophet know that like so long ago, like 1400 years ago?
How did the Prophet know about water? I don't know. Maybe if we look into the history, we can see for ourselves what was going on. Let's have a look. Okay, let's start off in the Torah. In the beginning of God's creation, the heavens of the earth was astonishingly empty, and the darkness was in the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. So we can clearly see there that God already knew about the waters, and this was with the Torah way before Islam was a thing. Or how about if we look at some philosophy? Ever heard of Tales of Meletus? He was about 620 BCE. That is quite a long time before Islam. But anyway, I want to show you guys something very interesting. Let's go down to 3. Thales says water is the primary principle. He recorded, Thales says that it is water, it is the nature, the arc, the originating principle. So there we have it. This was the 6th century BCE. So this is 600 years before Jesus was even born. And Islam came 600 years after Jesus. I'll let you guys do the math.
And then the last question of this verse, will they then not believe? It's like constantly asking questions. It's asking questions back to us, like, how do you not see it? And then there is this other chapter, chapter 55, which is called Ar-Rahman, the most gracious. It's one of the names of God, of Allah, that is described in the Quran. It is an entire chapter to this acknowledgement of questions and how this chapter, Ar-Rahman, is described. It is constantly giving signs, such as here it says, He created man and taught him how to speak.
Wow, that's very profound. God created man and taught him to speak. Kind of sounds like something that's always been postulated since the history of mankind. So nothing special there, is it?
He gave him all the tools to be able to speak. Or here, another sign. The sun and the moon move in precise calculation. This is one of the first here. And then every single time when he throws these signs in here, in this chapter, it is repeating the same question. So which one of God's favors will you deny?
Wow, that's so profound, guys. The sun and moon move in precise calculation. You do know that these things have been observed and calculated centuries before Islam was a thing. It's not hard to go outside and see, hey guys, I see cycles and seasons. How does this show proof of Allah?
It is constantly giving signs. Look at nature, look at the animals, look at this. Many more signs do you need? How can we deny these favors of our Lord? Every single living thing is being made out of water. Like these things, but there are many more scientific verses that were not proven by science yet in that time.
The more scientific claims that have no backing whatsoever. Also note that the science they do quote unquote bring up was already spoken of way before the time of Muhammad. Also note that we already showed that many things that they claim to be science is not science. It's shown false.
1400 years ago, this Quran has been put together. What's been revealed to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. For example, also here in chapter 51, it goes deeper into the same verse that talks about the Big Bang kind of theory. It says, and the heaven we have constructed with strength, and indeed we are its expander. So God is expanding it. And this is what science proves.
Well, this was actually looking at very interesting. Because if we look at what it says there, it says, we. Who's this we? I thought Allah was alone. Because if we look at 754, it says, indeed your Lord is Allah, who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, then established himself on the throne. He makes the day and night overlap in rapid succession. He created the sun, the moon, and the stars, all subjected by his command. The creation and the command belong to him alone. Blessed is Allah, Lord of all the worlds. So my question again, who is this we that is referred to? If Allah is a he alone, is it possible that the Quran is actually teaching polytheism?
Science proves that the universe is expanding. Or here, for example, he created the day and the night and the sun and the moon, all moving in perfect orbit. And did you know that iron doesn't come from planet Earth? It comes from somewhere out of the universe. And the Quran says that. Science found that out later. But it already was described in the Quran. How is that possible?
No, science doesn't prove it's expanding. Science is a method that requires proof of testing and experimenting. So you need to have an independent variable that you have to manipulate to figure out. How is it that expanding universe has been tested and manipulated? It hasn't. Anyway, that's another subject. The thing that's interesting about this has been spoken of way again before Islam. Let's have a look. So ever heard of the Pythagoreans? As you can see, the Pythagoras of Samos was around 500 BC. Once again, way outdating Muhammad.
Every single person has a unique fingerprint. It's also in the Quran.
Unique fingerprints, you mean like people realizing for centuries and centuries of people living that maybe people have different fingerprints? I think people could have realized this on their own. Nothing big whoop about that.
And also the Quran came in a time where the Arabic world really started more looking into poetry. All these rhymes and these things. But this was something that could never be written in those times and even right now by a human being.
Oh my word, is this the desperation of these people? Guys, poetry is this is even beyond what we've been showing before. Let's quickly have a look where poetry actually originated from. As you can see, Mesopotamia was one of the first ancient civilizations to do poetry. This was, I think, around 2200 BCE. I guess you get the point. So no, poetry doesn't make the Quran anything special. Poetry was around thousands of years before Islam was a thing. Also note, the Quran is nothing special. I've seen more coherent books written by 7-year-olds than the Quran. The Quran hops all over the place, contradicts itself, has things missing. Nothing about the Quran is special. If you disagree with me, I'm more than happy to discuss with you. Guys, thank you for coming. I just wanted to present this, to present the truth, and to see to people, whoever believes in this nonsense propaganda spread by Islam and trying to say the Quran is this, the Quran is that, they obviously haven't done their own research. So it's up to you to be honest with yourself. Don't listen to these people spreading false information about Islam. See the truth. Know that God, the only true God, is Yahweh. He is the truth, not Allah. Allah comes as an angel of light, comes as a deception, and we all know who that is. So guys, what I'm trying to say is, don't just trust everybody just because they're coming to bring information, for instance, about the Quran. Look into it yourself. Make sure you do the research yourself, and you will see the information being spread by Dawagandists are just actually lies. There's nothing special about the Quran. There's nothing special about anything it presents. It's all taken from previous civilizations. Anyway, guys, enjoy this content. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for all that good stuff. Till next time, God bless.